Hello, good day everyone. I am Jahal Bitina from Basic English 1B, and today with my groupmate, we will have a group discussion about stages of development and developmental tasks. So let's start with the introduction. Which stages of life is the most important? Some might claim that infancy is the key stage when a baby's brain is wide open to new experiences that will influence all the rest of its later life. Others might argue that it's adolescence or young adulthood when physical health is at its peak. Many cultures around the world value late adulthood more than any other, arguing that it is at this stage that the human being has finally acquired the wisdom necessary to guide others. Who is right? The truth of the matter is that every stages of life is equally significant and necessary for the welfare of humanity. We need to value each one of these gifts if we are truly support the deepest needs of human life. So now, here are the 8 stages of development and developmental tasks. So we are going to start with the prenatal development. Prenatal development, there are 3 phases. There are germinal stage, embryonic stage, and fetal stage. In germinal stage, it begins with 2 weeks after the conception and the implantation and the formation of the placenta. In embryonic stage, it is 3 weeks to 8 weeks. The mass of cells known as an embryo. Here, it is the beginning of the 3rd week of the zygote in the uterus after conception. Marks the start of the embryonic period, a time when the mass of cells becomes distinct as a human. And also, here, when the vital organs and systems of the embryo are being formed. And next is the fetal stage. Fetal stage, it's start with 3 months to birth. 9 weeks to birth. It's the fetal stage. I'm sorry. Here, in fetal stage, the body of the embryo grows continuously. The movement of capability begins. Brain cells multiply. Age of viability. It involves tremendous growth from a single cell to an organism complete with brain and behaviors capability. So next, infancy, birth to 2 years old. Here, in infancy, extreme independence on adults, beginning with psychological activities like they can learn language, they can differentiate symbols. Language of newborn is a cry. Usually it's every 2 to 3 hours. Uncoordinated movements or infancy also a toothless. Walang ngipin. For infancy also, poor vision. They are only focusing 8 to 12 inches. Infancy usually doubles weight by 9 months. Nagdodouble yung weight nila pagdating ng 9 months. Responds to human voice and touch. That's infancy. And 1 year old, the changes from plump baby to learner, more muscular toddler. There also begins to walk and talk. Sa 1 year old talaga nagsisimula yung paglalakad at saka yung pagpapractice nila ng pagsasalita. Okay? Ability for passive language. Tentative sense of independence, determined explorer. And at 2 years old, begins to communicate verbally. Can usually speak in 3 to 4 word sentences. Famous for negative behavior, will play side by side other children but does not active play with them. 2 years old also a great imitator. Yung kung anong nakikita nila or kung ano yung naririnig nila sa magulang nila, ginagaya nila. Or kung ano yung nakikita nila sa ibang bata, ginagaya nila. Ganun. So, number 3 stages is early childhood. So, early childhood is 3 to 5 years old. Early childhood. So, let's begin with 3 years old. 3 years old wants to be just like parents. Vocabulary and pronunciation continue to expand. Climb stairs with alternating feet. Can briefly stand in 1 feet. 4 years old. Sentences are more complex. Speaks well enough for strangers to understand. Imagination is vivid line between what is real and imagining is often indistinct. Develops fears. Yung sa 4 years old, yung marunong na sila matakot. Okay? So 5 years old, can hop on 1 foot and skate. Can accurately copy figures. Many begin to read. Sa 5 years old, yung may begin to read, nag-start na silang nag-start na silang magbasa, ganon. Socialize with other children their age. Yung nakikipaglaro sila sa ibang bata na katulad nila yung edad. Ganon. Middle and late childhood. Middle and late childhood is from 6 to 12 years old. Both large and small muscles will develop. Yung large and small muscles nila nagde-develop na. And develop complex motor skills from independent activities to same-sex group activities. Yung galing sila sa yung sila lang, yung independent, yung sila lang, tapos na sila sa iba, yung nakikipaghalubilo na sila sa yung parang nakikipaghalubilo sila sa kanilang same sex, like girl. Acceptance by peers very important. Parental approval still important. Also dito sa middle and late childhood, 6 to 12 years old, parents also they need also the approval of their parents. Okay. For every developmental stage, there is an expected developmental task. What happens when the expected developmental tasks are not achieved at the corresponding developmental stage? How can you help children achieve this developmental task?
Adolescents, 13 and 18 years old. Where this stage of development, their traumatic life stage for a child and their parents, where their puberty occurs, extremely concerned with their appearances. They're trying to establish their self-identity, and also confrontations with their authority. Early adulthood or young adult, 19 to 29 years old. Their physical development complete. Emotional maturation continues to develop. They usually learn to accept their responsibility for action and also accept their criticism. The criticism, yes. Usually, they know how to profit from their errors. They are socially progress from age-related peer groups to people with their similar interests. Middle adulthood, 30 to 60 years old, where their physical changes begin to occur. First is their hair begins to thin and gray. Second, wrinkles appear. Third, hearing and vision decrease. And lastly, muscles lose tone. These are some of their physical changes when they age about 30 to 60 years old. Okay, let's continue. Where these stages of development, their main concern is their children, their health, their job security, their parent aging, and also they are fear of aging. And lastly, love and acceptance still take a major role. That's all. Thank you.